we're going to go over to Virginia in America to our beautiful Sriman Mahabuddhi Prabhu, who I'm sure you all know him, so I don't want to do too long introductions because I'm telling you about someone you already know. But for those who don't know him so well, he's a wonderful devotee, a wonderful Prabhupada devotee, extremely industrious person, has pioneered the movement of getting books into prisons across the states, which is an extraordinary effort. He's done that over many years. He's done a lot of other seva. He's also a very expert manager of hospitals, so he's a very proficient professional. And his topic tonight, he has 30 minutes. He's going to be speaking on Gurudev's instruction specifically of, and Gurudev always had a certain tone to the way he said he'd say, don't be hopeless. So Mahabuddhi Prabhu, a very warm welcome to you. Please take the Zoom Vyasa-san. It's all yours. Haribol.
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti-Vedanta Swamini Tinamine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharni Nirvasesha Sunyavadi Paskatya Deshatarni Namo Vishnupadaya Radikai Prayatmane Sisimad Bhakti-Vedanta Narayani Tinamine Om Ganya Timarandasya Gyanandjana Salakaye Chaksur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Svapadantikam Vanchakopra Tubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasari Gaur Bhaktivinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Te sam satati yuktanam, bhajatam pratipurvakam, dadami buddhi yogam tam, yena mamupayantite. So today, as Yasodananda Maharaj, Sisoda Prabhu, Nanda Prabhu has mentioned, I want to take up some of the discussion that Srila Gurudev personally gave me several times, and that is not to become hopeless. I think I'd like to start from one verse that's in the Brihad Bhagavatamrita that Srila Gurudev had translated from Sanatana Goswami. Mahat Sangam Hatmayam Evaitat Kartyo Evaitat Paramardyam Karto Yena Viprosyo Sadyo Bhutat Swarupat. The glory of Mahat Sangha is super outstanding. By the influence of that glory, Jana Sarma's life immediately became successful, like that of his guru, Swarup. He became a personal friend of Sri Krishna by the association of Swarup, who is known as Gopakumar in this world. That he immediately attained Bhagavat Prem demonstrated the immense value of association with a great personality. Just like Swarup, within an instance, that Brahmana felt fully gratified. Srimad Brihad Bhagavatamrita 2.7.14. Someone can pose the question, how did this Mathura Brahmana at once go to Goloka Vrindavan without any practice of any types of sadhana or any types of the normal inquiry that we would see? And this comes to the point of understanding who we are glorifying today, and that is Srila Gurudev. The association of a pure devotee who's a pure associate of the Srimati Radhika and of the Brajadevis and Sisi Radha and Krishna, that is not an ordinary association. So just like it says in the Bhagavad Gita, one has to approach the spiritual master with questions, and he'll impart knowledge into because he has seen the truth. So Gurudev, when one comes, should understand our feelings in that what he came to give us. If we look at those of us who are Prabhupada's disciples, we had a very understanding of what somewhat devotional service was. And although Prabhupada gave so many things, we were young and we couldn't understand too many things. So a lot of the direction that Srila Gurudev came to give us. Where do we want to go? What is it? What is our goal? What opportunities? What do we have to learn to be able to obtain that goal? Many of us from Srila Prabhupada's side, we had some very good instructions, but Srila Gurudeva came in and actually enhanced our hearts so much more and gave us a glimpse into that spiritual world, which we had some elementary knowledge. Not that Srila Prabhupada didn't give more than that, but we were young and couldn't do it. So one activity, we experienced a Vyas Puja of Srila Gurudeva at Alachua. And this is 2000, somewhere like 2003, I think, maybe earlier. I'm not sure exactly what. And this was we were at a lodge, and there was about 400 devotees there. And I know somehow or other I was in the back in my mood, I was looking at a picture of a mountain. And I was thinking, like, how is this possible? I've been rendering service for so long, Srila Prabhupada, and now I'm also rendering Srila Gurudeva. But, I'm not very advanced. I don't really know very much. I said, how is it possible, to attain this rare gift that, that they're giving us when we have no abilities. I have not a very good personality, anything like that. So I'm thinking like this, very, just hopeless, and saying this, even though we've tried so many times, this is like, how will we ever become successful? So as the kirtan was going on, and they were offering to Srila Gurudeva the incense and then the ghee lamp, and I'm thinking like this way in the back, because I'm feeling so like despondent. There's no hope for us. And then immediately Madhav Maharaj appears in front of me, which is strange because he's up in the front, and he said, Srila Gurudeva wants to talk to you. I said, now? He said, he's being offered, he's a Vyasa, he's offering the arti to him now. I said, no, he wants to talk to you now, come. So we had to meander our way all the way through the crowd up to the front. And at that time, Srila Gurudeva was wearing these headphones, these earphones, large earphones. And so he motioned to me to come up. So as the pujari was offering I think it was the incense or the ghee lamp at that time, everyone was wondering because he called me. So he called me closer. I had to come up to the Vyasasan. And then he had me put my ear next to him, and pulled off one of the speakers, and he said into my ear, don't become hopeless. So in the meaning of that is like, who are we associating with? That even like this Jana Sarma, he didn't follow any practices. All he was given, he didn't follow the all the the Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, all the 7 different processes. He didn't follow Sadhu Sangha, Nama Kirtan, the 5 different processes of that. He didn't even follow Hare Nama Keval Eva Kevalam, and the chanting of that. He was just given a Gopal mantra by Lord Shiva's consort and not given much instructions. But because he associated with his spiritual master, who was a representative of Cowherd Boy with a spiritual relationship, and friends also of Radharani, immediately, but by his wish, you should now become a realized soul. So Sanatana Goswami wrote this in the Brihad Bhagavatamrita just for what? 2 things, so that we could say, how is it possible that without any sadhana or bhajan, a conditioned soul can attain perfection at once and go to Goloka Vrindavan? We don't see that anymore, and become a friend of Krishna. So he wrote this just to assure us that don't be hopeless, have hope. So in the same way, Srila Gurudeva, for many of us, having to mount so many different difficulties and so many challenges which seem almost impossible to accomplish, to get done. He gave us these instructions several times. He gave to me, that when something would become seemingly very difficult, he says, don't become hopeless, get it done. And so what does this actually mean? When he gives an instruction, when Srila Gurudeva gives instruction, Srila Prabhu gives instruction, they also give you the means to accomplish it. So Gurudeva was so merciful to us in the opportunities that he gave us to associate with the deities, associate with the Vaishnavas, associate with the holy name, to hear the transcendental literatures that he translated into about from the Goswamis and other of our Gaudiya Varga Vaishnava acharyas, that these things, these moods may be transmitted to our heart. These things are so much merciful. So we have to understand who is Srila Gurudeva. By he's a transcendental resident in the spiritual world. And by his desire, if he's asked you to do something, or if he's given you some task, then he also has to give you the means to complete that task. That is the nature. But we also have to have faith. And this is one of the points that Sanatana Goswami was also mentioned, that if we don't have faith in that Mahat Sangha, from that Mahaparambuddha, that supreme astounding association, if we don't have faith in that, then what will happen? That we will miss the opportunity for birth after birth, many, many, many births, because it will separate us from that mood of love that Srila Gurudeva was giving us. So it's important that we understand that these self-realized souls are taught for Darshi. Srila Gurudeva was taught for Darshi. That means he could reveal all the truths to us, that whatever he wanted, if we were surrendered, and that we shouldn't have any doubt. And our problem sometimes we have doubt. We have, well, how does this be? Just like now, even in this material situation, there's so many things leading to, so many assorted things going on. So during all that time, we have to have faith in the words of our spiritual masters, in our Gaudiya Guru Varga, not deter ourselves into some material faith and some scientist or some other person presenting some form as the truth. We have to have faith in those words that were given to us by Srila Gurudeva and Srila Prabhupada. And so at this time, if we have some doubt, then we will become separated from that revelation for the spiritual world that they're giving to us for many births, until we can again develop that faith. So not becoming hopeless means that we have had the association of a pure devotee. And this is said, what? In the Mahabharata, Yudhishthira is declaimed, what is the most rarest thing? And it said, the most rarest thing is after one lava, which means 1/16th second of association of a pure devotee, is the most rarest thing. Why? Just like a pinball thing. When you see a pinball game, you hit a ball and it hits it, and then there's a completely different trajectory. So all of us who've had this association with Srila Gurudeva and Srila Prabhupada, that we've all been hit in our trajectories have been changed from whatever our material inebrities, our material, karma that was moving one way. By their association, our paths have become different, headed towards spiritual life. How can we repay this? How can we repay the gift that Srila Gurudeva has given us? I asked this question to him in Miami, and I said, Srila Gurudeva, you've given us so much of your literatures and moods, and you've given us so many personal instructions, and so much, opportunities with your Vapu, but how can we pay this? And then Gurudeva said very sternly, you cannot. And then I said, but surely we must try. He said, yes, you must try. So as we look at this Tiravav, looking at Srila Gurudeva from within our heart, the association that I had prayed to Srila Prabhupada for guidance. And of course, those of us who came from ISKCON, we basically had no idea what Shiksha Guru is. And even today they think, oh, you give up your guru and have to take another. This is like craziness. But I had prayed for the guidance because I had so much guidance with Srila Prabhupada and so much instructions. And so I missed that. I missed that opportunity. And I was praying very sincerely. And then after a little bit of time, I had a phone call from my godbrothers, Bishop Prabhu and Kriparam, that Srila Gurudeva came to South Florida, and he said multiple times he wants to talk to you. So I said, that's nice. Srila Prabhupada introduced us in the 1970s, early when I was Srila Prabhupada's guard, and Srila Gurudeva would come to take darshan of Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. And at that time, Prabhupada had us engaged in reading the reviews that we got from Srila Prabhupada's books to all of his godbrothers were there that were sitting in with such a jovial and wonderful mood to his godbrothers, and saying that it etched a print in my heart. So when they said he went to see him, I said, yes, that'd be very good. So I was working managing a hospital at that time at University of Miami. And so after that, I went to this program, and Gurudev called us in and talked to us a little bit. Then the first thing he did, he put his hand on my chest, and he said, Te sam satata yuktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yenamam payantite. And of course, this was the verse that Srila Prabhupada told me to chant every day. And then he said, your Guru Maharaj has sent me to, specifically to you, to help you. So I feel Srila Prabhupada and Srila Gurudev, they're conjoined completely in the instructions, how it came to me. And Srila Gurudev's multiple instructions, maybe in some future lifetime, those things that he said that I should do or accomplish, maybe that the opportunity will come to do that. So it's hard when we only speak of his vani, because I miss the vapu also. But this idea of not becoming hopeless, we should surely understood that we've somehow or other, it's mentioned in the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, where Devahuti has said that if anyone unknowingly engages in an activity or exchange with a Mahapurush, takes prasadam together with him, takes together even talking about worldly things, no harm. What will happen? His life will be changed by that, unknowingly. Moreover, if you are doing these activities knowingly, the glory of that cannot be expressed. So in that too, by any service, I remember in the early parts of these Zoom classes that Yasodhananda was giving, a devotee decided, I just got a glimpse of Srila Gurudev, just saw, and his life changed. Others would say, I just heard something for once. So this enactment of Srila Gurudev's mercy, even to those with little or no association, immediately their lives changed. So having some association, what to speak of those who've taken initiation, those who are following his instructions, those are serving him to this very day, then how my dandavats to all of you, how merciful that Lord Krishna and our Guru Varga has been given to you, that you may have taken his association, and that by his grace and mercy, your spiritual life will be successful, either in this life or some other future life. It will be successful by his grace. So how can we repay someone for that? We may talk about, the separation mood, but I see Srila Gurudev in my heart, and I pray that I'll somehow be useful in a service, either in this life or not. He told me, where everyone else had so much management experience doing this, that Gurudev would not give me that. He told me specifically to go into his books and read the books of the Goswamis. And I said, I'm not qualified. I don't have any ability. I don't know anything. And he said, that is okay. He said, Srila Rupa Goswami will personally instruct you. And at that point, I didn't know what to say. I didn't know if he was joking or not, but maybe it means in some future life, at some time, at some point, whenever we become serious, that, that even that may take place. But without the mercy of Guru, without the mercy of my Diksha and Shiksha Gurus, we are nothing, we're insignificant. But if we become significant simply by their mercy, by their mercy, anything can be done. This even the giving it where he's told us that first what will happen, he will give us the opportunity to become steady in service. Then we will get the opportunity of having some ruchi, some taste. And then from that, we'll transfer to attachment, to asakti, to bhajan. And then gradually from there into Sudha Sattva, to Bhava Bhakti. And these are also the mercy of Srila Gurudeva. This is the mercy of Guru. It's not that we qualify to do these on ourselves. If we become sincere and if we follow instructions with faith and not become hopeless, then these things will take place. We just need to be patient and sincere. And the aspect of this Mahatsanga cannot be overstated. I'm not a great scholar. I'm not a great speaker. I apologize to those who come after, who are very much better devotees. But from in our heart, Srila Gurudeva is attached. I remember in Hawaii, he said, I have taken your heart, Mahabuddhi. And he said, I am not giving it back. So in this way, if we're so fortunate to even have a little instruction, a little association, a little somewhere where we had, we offered something, even a flower. I remember every time I come, I would have to bring a mango from this mango tree where we lived was more advanced than I was. They had given so many mangoes to Srila Gurudeva, that it was the only place in America that mangoes would grow outside of Hawaii, I think, in South Florida. So in this way, whatever little thing we did, Gurudeva reciprocated in such a way, at least for me, I have more like Kshatriya spirit. So whenever I think of something becomes impossible, I just think of his instructions. Don't become hopeless. And you simply try. And if we try, then, and Krishna, Radha and Krishna sees that we're sincere, then all miracles can be done. Just like we see how in Kurukshetra, the Pandavas were overpowered, 5-1. But still they became victorious because Krishna was there. So whenever things seem to be difficult, whenever things seem to be impossible to even to do, or even our minds are fighting us, then we should just remember the instructions. And for me, remember, I have a picture up on our wall. Someone took a picture of when Srila Gurudeva called me up there and he was speaking in my ear. Whenever I see that, I can remember that. I remember, oh, yes, don't become hopeless, be strong. And he said, preach boldly and without fear. And this was the instructions of this Mahasana Bhagavat, who I sincerely miss. And those who may be more advanced to take his association, because he's available in his uppercut form even more easier. But those of us who had his association, I don't know. I feel lamentable still in missing that. My Shiksha Guru, his instructions, his talk. We spent a month in Florida preaching to us. On these days of Turabhav, I glorify his greatness and his position, and feel sad that maybe I'm not advanced enough to approach him through, his uppercut. But we still are trying, and we hope as a insincere, lowly, fallen devotee that somehow in our core of our lives, in our future lives, we may please him. Hare Krishna. Vanchakalpatibhyascha, Kripa Sindhu Bhavacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.
Prabhu, I actually think you're a very beautiful speaker, and I feel like you've taken us into the room. You know how Guru takes us from the darkness to the light, where you've taken us into the first room where the light was off, and you've started to light the fire under the whole program tonight by talking about this most beautiful topic. And I hadn't heard that quote about how you referred to a quote about even if you associated with Gurudev unknowingly, and even if you were just partaking in some seemingly material discussion, let alone knowingly, it cannot be expressed. Where's that from? That's a wonderful quote.
Yeah, that's in the third canto, but also Srila Gurudev quotes that in his discussion in the small Shiva book with the very ends. He says that because it's also the verses in the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. I don't know, Bhumizani may be able to tell you what verse number it is, but this is what Devahuti speaking. But then he also says, as he's quoting that, he says this piece here, which I took out of it when I was speaking, and he said, Devahuti has said, this is from Srila Gurudev, Devahuti has said that if anyone unknowingly engages in an activity or exchange with a Mahat Purush, takes prasadam together with him, talks together, even about worldly things, no harm. What will happen? His life will be changed by that, unknowingly. Moreover, if you are doing these activities knowingly, the glory of that cannot be expressed.
Beautiful. You kind of you painted quite a cosmic picture in my head as you were talking, because it was like the vision I got from what you were saying was that we're specks of sand sort of cruising in the universe, and then you're just hit by the planet of Gurudev and his exalted association. So of course a planet coming at high momentum hitting a grain of sand is going to completely rock and transform the entire momentum and direction of that grain of sand. That was very beautiful. And then that took me to the whole metaphor of are we the children of cats or monkeys? In other words, you know how you hold on to the monkey but you're held by the cat, and it kind of shifted the emphasis a bit that we're both, but actually in some ways the emphasis is on the cat and allowing the cat to do the mother to do her job, which is to carry us. Of course we have to endeavor, but our endeavor is actually, what you're saying is we need to endeavor, but it's insignificant compared with the mercy that we're actually getting from Guru.
Yes.
Very, very beautiful. And your analogy, your story about how Gurudev said, no, I don't want to engage you in management, I want you to read these books. And you were saying, well, how am I qualified? It reminded me of that beautiful story between Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada and Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Maharaj, where the Guru, Jagat Guru gave him the job of the printing press in Bengal, and he had not just the printing press, but like producing the whole thing, and he had no experience whatsoever. And he just said, "Don't worry, you'll learn it on the job, but through the mercy of Guru." And it's actually my most common refrain to people who come on, not the experienced speakers, but the less experienced speakers that come on weekly for Gurudev memories. Many of them are shy, many of them haven't spoken before, and a lot don't feel qualified. And the most common refrain is, you don't need to feel qualified, you only need to have faith that your guru is qualified, actually. So that's such a hopeful message that you started us out on. So we really appreciate that, Mahabuddhi. Thank you so much.